I have 2 blades ready for heat treat. The Paratrooper and the Red Army knife. But I don't think I'm ready for heat treat because what I discovered when I was grinding these, as I was pressing against the platen on the grinder, these things were bending. I think these things are going to warp, and they're straight now. Any amount of bend I could grind out, but I think that these things are going to warp just because of how thin they are. Maybe not this one as much because it's got this really thick back, but this one, I mean, it's very bendy, and it stays bent when you bend it. I mean, I can bend it back into place just like that in its annealed state, but I'm going to have to make straightening plates so that 10 seconds after the quench I can put these in between plates so that they can straighten almost immediately. And I do not want these things to warp. I mean, just heating them up to that kind of temperature and just holding them in the wrong way could cause them to, you know, bend a certain way that you might not be able to get out. So what I'm going to do to combat that is I'm going to take this piece of steel right here. I'm going to cut it into lengths to where both of these knives will fit in there, along with holes where I can thread and screw these so that right after the quench I can put the knives in between this steel plate and hopefully straighten these things out. While my janky little forge is warming up, I'm going to walk you through my plan because I've got a lot to do in the span of 15 to 20 seconds. That's all that I have to pretty much do this, from the time I take it out of the forge, into the quench, and into those straightening plates that I made. Yeah, let me just walk you through it. So my blade is going to come out of the forge right here. It's going to go immediately into the oil that's at about 130 to 150 degrees warmed, and then from there it's going to come onto this plate. I'm going to close it up like this, put it in this little vise, clamp that down, and then using the hand drill, I'm going to tighten these screws on both sides. Hopefully, I don't burn myself. Hopefully that gives me a straight blade. Obviously, that's going to take a lot of dexterity. I don't want to be screwing around with the camera when that's going on, so I think I'm going to have the camera down on the ground in view of both the quench tank and the straightening plates and also the vise, so that I can get it all in one shot, basically. Once it's in the oil, I'm going to count to 10, and then I'm going to immediately take it over to the plates, get that whole deal sorted out, and hopefully we'll have a straight blade by the end of it. Who knows? We'll see. Good news. This thing is straight as an arrow, even the tang. Didn't banana. Straighteners worked. Oh, that's a relief. That's such a relief. This is the one that I was worried about. I think it worked. All right, so this one, the tang is slightly bent, just ever so slightly bent on that way. I don't think you can see it, but having this one come out straight is such a relief, because I was so worried that it was too thin, and I was so worried that it was just going to warp all over the place, but I'm glad that I made those straightener plates. That was huge. And I got better at it the second time. It was actually really fast the second time. So I'm gonna get rid of the crap on the bevels. I'm gonna put it in the oven and temper it. While those two knives are tempering, I'm gonna go ahead and start to work on the US M3 handle. I'm gonna make it out of sapote. This is 1.5 by 1.5 by 18-inch just block. It's got some beautiful color down there underneath this wax coating that I need to get off there, but I'm going to cut it right here where I've marked it, and I'm going to cut that off, chuck it up in the lathe, take some measurements, and hopefully I can get this thing right on the first try. I made some excellent progress on the handle and the pommel for the M3 paratrooper knife. Here it is. This is the handle and the pommel. It's got a 1/2 inch counter bore in the back. This is 1/2 inch diameter and it fits right in there. Completely flush, and it looks amazing. I couldn't have done this any better. I mean, this is exactly what I wanted. It looks beautiful, and it's just going to be amazing. Got some great results out of it. I mean, there's no wiggle in this. It's perfect. I couldn't have done it better. I think that's where I stop for tonight. I will start on the handle for the Soviet knife tomorrow. It's going to be a big day. It's going to be a good day. If I get this far on the Soviet knife, I'll be happy. Hopefully we can get these fitted up with the actual knives so I can start making the guards. But those are all tempered, heat treated and tempered. It's coming along real nice. So that's where I'm at for tonight. I'm gonna take a shower, go to bed, because I'm tired. Pick this up tomorrow.